Welcome to this short video about different text editors you can use in Moodle. My name's Ali Ford, I'm a Learning Skills Advisor at Monash University Library. In this video you'll learn how to recognise when you'll use a Moodle text editor, have a brief overview of the two different text editors available, and learn how to swap to a different text editor if you need to. A few different activities in Moodle make use of text editors. These include the forums, wikis, workshops, quizzes, and assignments. Anywhere in Moodle where you need to type some text that will then be uploaded or used in one of the activities, you'll probably use one of the text editors. The default text editor is TinyMCE Editor. Let's have a look at it. So this is what the TinyMCE Editor will look like when you first log in. The important thing to note is this option here that then allows you to access the expanded menu. The basic menu allows you to do general things, simple formatting, bold, italics, bullet points, and attaching different types of media. The expanded menu gives you a lot more options. So you can do most things you need to do through TinyMCE Editor. You can highlight or colour text using the text options. You can left and right align using the options here or here. You can use subscript and superscript to make simple formulae. And you can use common symbols quite easily through here, as well as being able to attach hyperlinks if you need to. The other editor that's available is the Atto editor. This one's particularly useful if you need to use complex formulae or mathematical equations. So the Atto editor looks quite similar to the TinyMCE editor. There's not quite as many options on the basic menu, but again you can expand it to this more complex version. In the Atto editor, the equation function is much more detailed. There's a few different options you can use and it works straight away. Let's have a look at some of the options. So the first set of options you'll see when you use the equation editor is the operators. There's a lot of common symbols here. The Atto editor actually uses LaTeX or TeX, so if you're familiar with this typesetting program already, you can just type the code into the box. Do note, you need to type quite slowly because it formats the preview as you go, and that sometimes delays the keyboard input. So often you'll end up having to type something a few times if you type too fast. Alternatively, you can just click on the symbol you need and it will input the code for you. You can see the preview at the bottom and the down arrow indicates the position of the cursor. You need to remember to include line breaks and things as you go. Here's a more detailed view of the operator menu, just so you can see common symbols such as the O dot, the O cross, greater than, less than, plus and minus, and a whole range of other symbols that you might need are available here. There's different arrows. These are also useful for things like chemistry, as well as mathematics. The whole Greek alphabet in upper and lower case is available to save you having to remember what all the letters are called or find them in the other more complex symbol menu. And the advanced option has more complex mathematical functions, including things like angles, integrals and summations. So once you've put your equation into the editor, at the bottom there's an option to save it. When you save it, what you'll see is the LaTeX code pasted into the menu. In this case, this would be for a discussion board, but you might get something similar on a quiz, for example. So you'll see the LaTeX code. So long as the preview in the editor was okay, there's nothing to worry about. So when you click post to forum or submit quiz or whatever the relevant option is, it will compile the code into the actual formulae. It does look a little bit scratchy on my screen, but you can see all the important things are still here and you can put some quite complex things in. So, if you're happy with the TinyMCE editor and you're unlikely to need to use complex symbols or functions, you don't need to worry, you can skip the rest of this video. If you do need to know how to change the editor for a maths course or a physics course or a chemistry course or something else that needs complex formulae, here's how you do it. You need to find the administration menu. This might be open or you might need to just expand the tab from the side. You need to choose My Profile Settings and then Edit Profile. The profile menu will have a set of options. The one you need is Preferences. If you click on that, you'll see a drop down that looks like this. You can choose the default, which is TinyMCE. You can choose Atto, TinyMCE, or just plain text if you really don't want to have to worry about formatting anything. You can do this as often as you like and switch back and forth. You just can't really do it in the middle of posting a message. Once you're done, Moodle will take you back to your generic profile page rather than back into the unit where you were doing the activity. To find where you were, just have a look in the breadcrumbs and you'll see the unit title. Yours will probably have your unit code and name there. If you just click on that, it will take you back into the unit homepage and you can navigate to the relevant quiz or forum or discussion or whatever it was that you needed to do. Once you change the editor, it will be set and it will remain as that editor until you change it to something different. So you don't have to do this multiple times. If you're likely to use Atto a lot, you can just set it once and it will be the default. If you need to change back, you just do the same thing, going into your profile and selecting the other editor. So, just to summarise, different Moodle activities use editors. TinyMCE is the default, and you can do most things you need with that. If you do need equations or mathematical formulae, then you might want to consider using the Atto editor instead. To change, just go through the Administration tab, My Profile Settings, Edit Profile, and under the Preferences menu, you'll find that drop-down option. Hopefully you're all set. Good luck.